My dear soul, I see every tear you shed in silence. Every night you spent awake wondering why doors seemed closed to you while others moved forward effortlessly. You have carried an invisible burden, endured the feeling of always being one step behind, always waiting for something that never came when you expected it. But listen carefully to these words that come to you at this precise moment. The season of waiting is coming to an end, and what is about to blossom in your life goes beyond any expectations you may have formed. Don't let the fatigue of past cycles cloud your spiritual vision now, because what is coming will not come in the way you imagined, nor through the paths you have mapped out in your mind. The liberation you have been waiting for may come through people you never considered, situations that seemed unlikely, or even through circumstances that may initially confuse your senses. Therefore, keep your heart open and your perception clear of old disappointments. For Saint Michael, the Archangel, is orchestrating movements that your human mind cannot yet fully comprehend. There is something sacred moving toward your reality right now. This is not just a superficial improvement in your current situation, but a profound transformation that will alter the very structure of how you see your mission in this world. Saint Michael, the Archangel, has prepared for you an encounter with your true purpose, a revelation that will reorder your priorities and awaken talents that have been dormant within you. This is not a temporary change or a partial solution. It is the beginning of a new phase where you will finally understand why you have gone through everything you have experienced up to this point. You have been shaped by difficulties, refined through forced patience, and strengthened through trials that seemed unnecessary at the time. Every moment of resistance, every choice to continue when everything seemed meaningless, every time you got up after being knocked down, all of this has been building in you the ability to sustain what is coming. Saint Michael the Archangel has observed your quiet perseverance and your faithfulness even when there were no witnesses. And now he declares that you are ready to receive what has been reserved specifically for your path. The restlessness you have felt recently was not a sign that something was wrong. It was the movement of preparation for this imminent arrival. Your spirit was picking up on the changes that were already underway on the invisible plane, even when your conscious mind could not yet decipher them. Those moments when your heart raced for no apparent reason, when you felt that something big was about to happen, but then the feeling dissipated. These were not illusions or empty hopes. They were genuine signs that Archangel Michael was moving pieces into position for the right moment of revelation. Before continuing with this message, I want you to participate in something powerful. Write this mantra in the comments. I open my heart to receive the blessings that Archangel Michael has prepared for me. This will align your energy with the heavenly forces that are working on your behalf at this very moment. The simple act of writing these words already puts you in tune with the vibration of the transformation that is coming. Understand a fundamental truth. There are spiritual treasures that have been destined for you since before your birth, but they have been kept hidden until you develop the maturity necessary to handle them wisely. They were not gifts for the person you were a few years ago, but for who you have become through every experience you have had, every lesson you have learned, every moment you chose love over resentment, trust over despair. What is coming is not just a reward for your past efforts. It is heavenly recognition that you now possess the qualities necessary to be a bridge of blessings in the lives of others as well. Archangel Michael is not just restoring what was lost or denied to you. He is empowering you to be a channel through which others will also find their own liberation and healing. Prepare your heart not only to receive, but also to become a source. What you're about to experience will naturally overflow to those around you, touching lives in ways you cannot yet imagine. Your journey of overcoming will become inspiration. Your story of persistence will become hope for those who have lost faith. And your transformation will become living proof that Saint Michael the Archangel never abandons those who remain faithful to the call of their heart. My beloved, there is something you need to understand about the last days of your life. Those periods when you felt like you were screaming into the void, when your prayers seemed to echo without answer, when you looked around and saw others thriving while you remained in the same place. That was not abandonment, it was protection. Saint Michael the Archangel was keeping you from receiving good things at the wrong time, which could have hindered your spiritual growth or diverted you from the higher path he had planned for you. You didn't know it, but there were forces actively working to divert you from your destiny. People who approached you with ulterior motives, opportunities that seemed golden but carried hidden hooks, paths that shone on the surface but led to places of spiritual confusion. Saint Michael the Archangel closed those doors not to punish you, but to preserve you for something infinitely better. Every no you received was actually a not yet, because I have something better in store for you. During all this time of apparent silence, an invisible battle was being waged for your soul. Forces opposed to the light recognized the potential that exists within you and tried to create obstacles to prevent you from reaching this moment of blossoming. They whispered doubts in your mind, planted discouragement in your heart, and even used people close to you to question your choices and dreams. But Saint Michael the Archangel was interceding for you with every attack, deflecting every arrow aimed at your faith. Now the time has come for complete revelation. What has been building behind the scenes will manifest in a tangible way in your physical reality. It will not be a gradual process that you can miss or ignore. It will be a change so evident that even those who doubted you will recognize that something supernatural has happened in your life. Archangel Michael will move in such a way that there will be no doubt about his hand at work on your behalf to receive this divine protection in your life. Right now in the comments, Saint Michael the Archangel protects me from all evil and guides me to my true destiny. This is not just a mantra. It is a declaration of faith that opens the heavenly portals so that angelic intervention can flow unhindered in your direction. The interesting thing about this new phase is that you will begin to understand in retrospect why certain things did not work out in the past. That job you didn't get and cried about for weeks? Now you'll find out that the company went through a serious crisis shortly after. That relationship that ended and broke your heart? You'll realize that the person revealed a nature that would have caused much greater damage if you had stayed together. Saint Michael the Archangel was sparing you greater pain while preparing authentic blessings. And if this message is touching your heart deeply, consider supporting this channel with a gesture of light. Click on "Thank you very much." This kindness helps keep alive this mission of delivering words that heal and awaken. There is also healing happening in your family lineage right now. Patterns of scarcity, self-sabotage, and destructive relationships that have been repeated for generations in your family are being broken through you. Archangel Michael has chosen you to be the person who breaks these negative cycles and establishes a new pattern of blessings that will extend to future generations. Your future children, grandchildren, and descendants will reap the fruits of the transformation that is happening in your life right now. This means that your victory is not only personal, it is ancestral and prophetic at the same time. You are healing wounds that existed long before you were born and planting seeds that will blossom long after you leave this earth. Saint Michael the Archangel has positioned you as a turning point in your family's history, a milestone between what was and what will be. Some people around you may not initially understand the changes you're going through. They may question your new choices, criticize your decisions, or even try to convince you to return to the old patterns where you remain small and controllable. Don't be surprised if relationships that seemed solid begin to fall apart. This is part of the alignment process. Archangel Michael is removing from your life everything that does not belong to your new reality. You're being prepared to operate at a level of influence and responsibility that will require purity of intention and clarity of purpose. Therefore, connections based on convenience, disguised envy, or emotional dependence cannot sustain themselves at this new frequency you're entering. It is painful at the moment, but it is necessary for you to fully receive what Archangel Michael wants to place in your hands. Remember, you are not losing anything of real value. You are being freed from everything that was preventing you from becoming who you truly are. And what is coming to fill those empty spaces will be infinitely more rewarding and authentic than what has been removed. My dear spiritual daughter, I want you to understand something profound about your journey thus far. Every time you were rejected, every door that closed in your face, every person who underestimated you, all of it was being used by Archangel Michael to direct you to exactly where you needed to be at this moment. What appeared to be a painful detour was actually the most direct path to your true destiny. You have developed an inner strength that would not exist if your life had been easy. You have developed a genuine compassion that only comes from those who have known pain deeply. You have developed a wisdom that does not come from books, but from experiences lived firsthand. Archangel Michael has used every difficulty to sculpt in you the qualities you will need to sustain the blessings that are coming. Because, you see, what is coming is not just for you to enjoy passively. It is a powerful tool that you will use to transform the reality of others as well. That is why you needed to go through certain experiences that gave you the emotional credibility to speak with authority about overcoming adversity, about faith in the midst of storms, about finding purpose even when all seems lost. Before we move on, write in the comments, "I accept my mission to be a light in the lives of others." This statement activates in you the awareness that you are not only a beneficiary of heavenly blessing, but also an instrument through which Saint Michael the Archangel will work miracles in the lives of those who cross your path. There is a revelation coming about people who have been part of your life in recent years. Some you considered friends, others you saw as mentors or authority figures, and even some within your own family. Saint Michael, the Archangel, will show you the true motivations behind certain attitudes and words that confused you at the time. This is not to cause hurt or a desire for revenge, but so that you may understand how you were protected even when you did not realize it. You will discover that conversations that seemed casual were actually attempts to extract information about your plans and dreams. Advice that seemed wise was subtly directed at keeping you in a position of inferiority. Criticism that seemed constructive carried the hidden intention of planting insecurity and self-limitation in your heart. Saint Michael, the Archangel, will unveil this reality, not to hurt you, but so that you will never again allow the wrong voices to influence your important decisions. Some of these people acted out of conscious envy. They recognized your potential and tried to sabotage you because they feared being overshadowed by your growth. Others acted out of unconscious envy. Something in them felt threatened by your light, but they themselves did not understand why they had the urge to diminish you. And a few were even influenced by negative spiritual forces that used them as instruments to try to block your path. But here is the most beautiful part of this revelation. None of these attempts at sabotage have been able to alter the plan that Archangel Michael has for you. In fact, they have ultimately served the divine purpose because they have forced you to develop discernment, taught you to rely more on your own connection to the sacred, and prepared you to recognize authenticity when it appears in your life. Now you are entering a phase where the right people will begin to appear almost magically. Individuals who will recognize your value immediately, who will want to add to your achievements rather than compete with you, who will open doors for you without expecting anything in return simply because Saint Michael, the Archangel, has touched their hearts to help you. This change in the quality of the people around you will be one of the clearest signs that you have entered a new season of your life. You will also begin to notice that you have a much keener intuition about people's intentions. That strange feeling you had with certain people, but which you ignored out of politeness or because you wanted to believe the best in everyone, will now make perfect sense. Saint Michael the Archangel is refining your spiritual senses so that you can quickly distinguish between those who come with a pure heart and those who have hidden agendas. This new perception will be essential because as you advance in your purpose, more people will try to approach you out of self-interest. Some will want to associate themselves with your energy of prosperity. Others will try to use your influence for their own ends. And some will even try to position themselves as responsible for your success. But you now have the discernment necessary to protect your energy and your mission. One of the most powerful things happening is that Archangel Michael is returning to you all the energy that has been drained by the wrong people and situations over the years. You will begin to feel a vigor you haven't felt in a long time, a renewed mental clarity, and a genuine joy that does not depend on external circumstances. It is as if your soul is being recharged at the original source of power. My precious one, the time has come for us to talk about something that will deeply stir your emotions. Archangel Michael wants you to know that he has watched every moment when you felt abandoned, every night when you cried silently thinking that no one cared about your pain, every time you looked up at the sky and asked why it seemed like your prayers were not being heard. He was there in each of those moments, collecting your tears like precious pearls, transforming your pain into fuel for the miracles that are coming. There is divine justice moving in your life right now that will restore not only what was taken from you, but also add extra blessings as compensation for every injustice you have endured with patience. People who looked down on you will witness your rise. Situations that humiliated you will become platforms for your honor. Losses that seemed final will reveal themselves as redirects to much greater gains. Have you noticed how certain people who used to ignore you now show a sudden interest in your life? How some who once responded to your messages coldly now initiate conversations? How have opportunities begun to arise in areas that seemed completely blocked to you? This is no coincidence. It is Saint Michael the Archangel moving the spiritual board, causing doors to open and hearts to soften in your favor. Write in the comments, "I forgive everyone who has hurt me, and I open my heart to receive divine justice." This act of forgiveness is not to benefit those who have hurt you, but to free you from any weight that may still be blocking the full flow of blessings that Saint Michael the Archangel wants to pour out on your life. There is something very specific I need to reveal to you about the coming times. An opportunity will arise that may initially cause you to hesitate because it will seem too big for you, or it will require you to step out of your comfort zone in a way that may scare you. Saint Michael the Archangel wants you to know in advance, say yes, even if your human mind lists 1,000 reasons to refuse, even if you don't feel ready, even if others around you question your ability, say yes. And if you felt this message really touched you, consider supporting this work by clicking "Thank you." This gesture, however small it may seem, helps us continue to spread these messages of light to those who need them most. Because, my dear, Saint Michael the Archangel would not offer you something you are not capable of achieving. The feeling of unpreparedness you may feel is not a sign to retreat. It is an invitation to grow. It is in this space between who you are today and who you need to become to embrace the opportunity that true transformation happens. Saint Michael the Archangel will empower you in the process, not before it. There is also a very specific financial healing coming your way. I am not just referring to an increase in money in your account, but a complete transformation in your relationship with abundance. Saint Michael the Archangel will break beliefs of scarcity that have been planted in you perhaps since childhood, heal emotional wounds related to money, and teach you to operate on a frequency of prosperity that attracts resources from multiple sources. You will begin to realize that money is no longer a problem that causes you anxiety, but rather a natural tool that flows into your hands as you align yourself with your purpose. Bills that kept you awake at night will be resolved in unexpected ways. Income opportunities will appear in areas you never imagined. And most importantly, you will develop a natural generosity that will become an even greater channel of blessings in your life. But along with this material abundance, Saint Michael the Archangel is preparing you for a much greater wealth, the wealth of true relationships. People will come into your life who will love you for who you are, not for what you can offer. Deep and authentic friendships will form. If you're single, true love is being prepared for you. Someone who will see your soul and want to walk alongside you in the mission you are embracing. And if you are already in a relationship, Saint Michael the Archangel will work to take that union to a much deeper level of spiritual and emotional connection. Old conflicts will be resolved, mutual understanding will deepen, and you will become partners not only in your personal lives, but also in the purpose that each of you came to fulfill on this earth. One very important thing that Saint Michael the Archangel wants you to understand is that your happiness is no longer a luxury or something you need to achieve through hard work. Your happiness is a sacred right, and he is removing everything that has been preventing you from accessing it fully. Unnecessary guilt, shame about dreaming big, fear of shining, all of this is being dissolved from your consciousness. You're being prepared to live in the fullness that has always been your birthright, but which has been obscured by painful experiences and lies that have been planted in your heart about your worth and your deservingness. Saint Michael the Archangel is restoring your original awareness that you are unconditionally loved and destined for greatness. My beloved warrior of light, there is something about your spiritual lineage that Archangel Michael wants to reveal to you at this time. You're not an ordinary person who simply decided to seek spiritual growth. You carry within your essence a sacred heritage that has been passed down through generations. Some of the women in your ancestry, even if you are not consciously aware of it, were healers, wise counselors, people who served as bridges between the physical and spiritual worlds. This heritage lay dormant within you during your formative years, waiting for the right moment to awaken. The difficulties you faced were actually a process of activating this ancestral force. Each challenge you overcame strengthened your connection to this ancient wisdom. Each tear you shed opened channels of compassion that have existed in your lineage for centuries. Archangel Michael is now fully activating these gifts that have always been within you. You may have noticed that people naturally feel comfortable sharing their deepest problems with you, that your words have a healing power that surprises even you, that your presence brings peace to tense environments. This is no coincidence. It is your spiritual heritage manifesting itself. Write in the comments, "I accept and honor the spiritual heritage that runs through my veins." This statement consciously activates the ancestral gifts that Saint Michael the Archangel is releasing into your life, allowing them to flow without resistance through you. In the coming days, you will discover that you have a natural ability to perceive situations and people with a clarity that goes beyond what your physical eyes can see. You will begin to have insights into solutions to complex problems. You will sense when someone needs help even before they verbalize it, and you will intuitively know what words to say to touch the heart of those who are suffering. This may initially scare you a little, because you will realize that you are operating in a different dimension than most people around you. Archangel Michael wants you to know that this is normal and necessary for the mission he has for you. Do not try to diminish or hide these gifts to fit in with mediocrity. They were given to you to be used for the benefit of many people. There will be times when you will receive information or have knowledge about situations that should not be possible to know through normal means. It may be about the lives of people you have just met, about situations that have not yet happened but are forming on the spiritual plane, or about healings that need to happen to specific people. Trust these insights. They come directly from Archangel Michael through the spiritual channels he has opened in you. One of the most powerful ways these gifts will manifest is through your ability to break generational curses in other people's lives. Yes, you read that correctly. Archangel Michael has empowered you to identify negative patterns that have been repeating in families for generations, and to be an instrument of liberation from these destructive cycles. When you pray for certain people, or even when you are simply present in their lives with genuine love, ancient spiritual chains will be broken. Patterns of poverty, abusive relationships, addictions, recurring illnesses, depression. Many of these situations will begin to dissolve when you bring the light of Saint Michael the Archangel close to these families. This means that your life will become a living testimony to the transforming power of divine love. People will begin to seek your presence, not only because of your personality, but because they will feel that something changes in their lives when you are around. You will become a magnet for people who are ready to break out of cycles of suffering. But Saint Michael the Archangel also wants to prepare you for something important. Not everyone will be able to understand or accept the light you carry. Some people may feel uncomfortable in your presence because your light exposes shadows they would rather keep hidden. Others may even react with hostility because your transformation confronts them with their own resistance to change. Do not take these reactions personally. They are reactions to the divine light you carry, and Saint Michael the Archangel wants you to remain compassionate even towards those who cannot receive what you have to offer. Continue to be yourself, continue to radiate love, but also protect your energy from people who drain or attack your light. You are entering a phase where you will need to learn to set healthy boundaries. Not everyone who asks for your help is truly ready to receive healings, are addicted to drama and suffering. Archangel Michael will give you the discernment to know when to invest your energy in someone, and when to gently direct them to seek other forms of help. Always remember, you are a channel, not a source. The source is Saint Michael the Archangel, and you need to remain connected to him in order to continue flowing with this healing power. Therefore, never neglect your moments of prayer, meditation, and connection with the sacred. It is in this spiritual intimacy that you recharge your batteries and receive guidance for your mission. My dear daughter of light, the time has come to reveal something that will completely transform how you see your future. Saint Michael the Archangel has prepared for you not only a restoration of what has been lost, but a supernatural multiplication that will surpass your wildest dreams. What you considered impossible is about to become your new normal reality. In the coming days, you will witness a miraculous acceleration in several areas of your life simultaneously. It will not be just a gradual improvement, but quantum leaps that will make you question whether you are really living the same life you were living a few months ago. Archangel Saint Michael is compressing into a few months what would normally take years to manifest, because you have already proven your faithfulness during the long season of preparation. Write in the comments now, "I gratefully receive the acceleration that Archangel Michael is releasing into my life." This statement aligns your faith with the speed of the miracles being released, allowing them to manifest without the resistance of disbelief. One of the areas where this acceleration will be most visible is in your career or professional activity. Doors that were tightly closed will swing wide open. Influential people who never knew you existed will not only get to know you, but will become active advocates for your work. Opportunities you didn't even know existed will appear and present themselves directly to you. If you have your own business, prepare yourself for growth that may initially scare you with its intensity. Ideal customers will appear as if magnetically drawn to you. Strategic partnerships will form in organic and surprising ways, and financial resources you've needed for a long time will flow through channels you never imagined possible. If you work for someone else, significant changes are coming. It could be a promotion that skips several hierarchical positions, an offer from a company you have always admired, or even the awakening of an entrepreneurial spirit you didn't know you had. Saint Michael the Archangel is removing the ceilings that have limited your professional growth. And if this message is touching your heart, please consider supporting this delivery by clicking "Thank you very much." It is thanks to this gesture that we are able to continue bringing messages like this to those who need them most. It is support that makes a difference in the light we share here. But there is something even more extraordinary happening in the realm of your relationships. If you are single and longing for a partner, Saint Michael the Archangel is not only preparing someone for you, he is preparing someone who will elevate your life to a completely different level. It will not just be a romantic relationship, but a spiritual and purpose-driven partnership that will amplify the impact you both have on the world. This person will immediately recognize your value and will want to protect and nurture your gifts rather than compete with them. It will be someone who not only loves you for who you are today, but who sees the greatness that Saint Michael the Archangel is developing in you and wants to walk alongside you on this journey of growth. If you are already in a relationship, prepare yourself for a profound renewal. Issues that seemed irreconcilable will find surprising solutions. An emotional and spiritual intimacy that you have never experienced before will develop. And together, you will discover a shared purpose that will give new meaning to your union. Saint Michael the Archangel is also working to heal family relationships that seemed irreparably damaged. People in your family who have grown apart due to misunderstandings or old hurts will begin to show an openness to reconciliation. It will not be you running around trying to fix things, but they themselves being touched by Saint Michael the Archangel to recognize the value of family unity. There will be requests for forgiveness where you least expect them. People you thought would never admit their faults will acknowledge their mistakes, and a restoration of harmony will bring healing not only to your current relationships, but will also break patterns of conflict that have been repeated in your family line for generations. One of the most impactful things you will experience is discovering that people you never imagined were praying for you and rooting for your success. Archangel Michael will show you a spiritual support network that existed behind the scenes, people who were touched by your story and interceded for you without you even knowing it. Some of these people will reveal themselves, and you will form deep connections based on mutual gratitude and recognition of how Saint Michael the Archangel used each one to bless the other's life. Others will remain anonymous, but you will feel their love and care manifesting through synchronicities and small miracles that will happen regularly in your life. You are entering a dimension where the impossible becomes possible, where miracles become commonplace, and where abundance flows naturally because you are aligned with the purpose that Saint Michael the Archangel has for you. Prepare your heart not only to receive, but to wisely manage all that is coming, because with great blessings come great responsibilities. My precious warrior of light, we have reached the most sacred moment of this revelation. Saint Michael the Archangel wants you to understand that everything that has been shared so far are not just words of encouragement, but spiritual decrees that are already being executed in the invisible planes at this very moment. As you read these words, angels are being sent to prepare the way. Obstacles are being removed, and people are being touched in their hearts to become instruments of blessing in your life. The transformation you are about to experience will be so evident that even skeptics will recognize that something supernatural has happened. Your story will become a living testimony of the power of Saint Michael, the archangel, to those who are losing hope. Many will seek you out wanting to know what has changed in your life, and you will have the opportunity to plant seeds of faith in hearts that were hardened by disappointment. Write in the comments, "I am a living testimony of the love and power of Saint Michael, the Archangel." This statement not only confirms your faith, but also positions you as an ambassador of divine light in the world, multiplying the impact of the blessings you are receiving. There is something very specific that Saint Michael the Archangel wants you to know about the coming times. You will go through moments where the abundance that is coming may cause you to feel a sense of unreality, as if you were dreaming. This is normal and even expected. After so many years of experiencing limitations and difficulties, your emotional system needs time to adjust to the new reality of prosperity and divine favor. Don't feel guilty for enjoying the blessings that are coming. Don't diminish your joy because other people are still going through difficulties. Archangel Michael has chosen you to be blessed at this specific time because he has a plan that goes beyond your personal happiness. Your prosperity will become a source of hope and provision for many other people. During this transition, you may face some subtle attacks on your self-esteem. Mental whispers trying to convince you that you don't deserve all you are receiving, or that this is temporary and will soon end. Recognize these voices as desperate attempts by opposing forces that have lost control over your life. Archangel Michael has already sealed your victory. These attacks are just the last gasps of a battle that has already been won. One of the most beautiful things that will happen is that you will begin to see the fingerprints of Saint Michael the Archangel in events that seemed random in your past. That seemingly accidental encounter that changed your perspective. That opportunity that came at the exact moment you needed it most. That person who appeared in your life just when you were losing hope. All of these were heavenly interventions preparing the ground for this moment of blossoming. You will discover that your life has always been more orchestrated and protected than you ever imagined, even in the darkest moments when you felt completely abandoned. Saint Michael the Archangel was weaving a divine tapestry where every thread of pain was being intertwined with threads of purpose to create a masterpiece of redemption and glory. In the coming days, pay special attention to your dreams. Saint Michael the Archangel will begin to communicate with you more directly through the dream world, giving you specific instructions, revealing future opportunities, and even warning you about people or situations you should avoid. Keep a journal of your dreams. Many of them will contain prophetic roadmaps for the next phases of your journey. As you grow in influence and impact, always remember your origins. Never forget the girl who cried alone, who doubted her worth, who almost gave up several times. She is the reason why you will never look down on someone who is struggling, why you will never consider anyone too insignificant to receive your attention and affection. Saint Michael, the Archangel, has transformed you into a bridge between where people are and where they can go. Your story of overcoming adversity will be the fuel that ignites hope in hearts that have been extinguished. Your achievements will be proof that miracles still happen for those who never give up believing. And now, before we close this sacred message, I want to extend a special invitation for you to join our spiritual family here on the channel. If these words have touched your soul deeply, if you feel that Saint Michael the Archangel has spoken directly to you through this revelation, consider subscribing to the channel. Here you will find a community of courageous souls like you, people who have chosen to believe in miracles even when everything seemed impossible. Leave your story of transformation in the comments. Tell our community how Saint Michael the Archangel has moved in your life. Share what you have learned from this message and how it has changed your perspective on your future. Your story may be exactly what someone else needs to hear in order to not give up on their dreams. Remember, you are not walking alone. Saint Michael the Archangel goes before you, preparing each step. And a spiritual family is here to celebrate each victory and support you in every challenge. Your journey of transformation is just beginning, and the best is yet to come. May the light of Saint Michael the Archangel continue to shine on you today and always.